Welcome everyone. Thank you for being here with me today for this nice restorative yin practice today. So we're going to start out on our back. You want to have a chair and you want to be able to, or even a stool would be fine. You want to be able to come all the way up to it so that your calves are resting comfortably on top of the chair. If the legs are too high, what I do is I take a little blanket and put the blanket under my buttocks, just like this, because I have shorter legs, and then I can this way come up and have my legs resting on top of the chair. So go ahead and get yourself situated. You might want to put something under your head that allows you to rest your head on like a pillow or something so that the back of your neck is nice and long. Most of us tend to lift the chin up, so draw the chin slightly to the sternum. Let the back of your neck become long. Let your legs rest comfortably. Your arms can go wherever they feel good. You can rest them next to you with the palms open towards the sky, or you can just have them on your body, on your belly or your heart. And then just initially just close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, you just kind of feel like you've arrived home. There's absolutely nothing more you need to do at this stage. We just want to kind of tune in and just drop in. Let the eyes close. Just kind of begin to feel your breath. And try not to change anything. So the tendency is, once we notice the breath, we want to change it, we want to shape it, we want to make it longer or deeper or whatever. See if you can just observe what your breath is exactly in this moment. You may notice that it's a little bit shallow in the chest, or it can be deeper in your belly, or maybe some of you feel the breath more in the nostrils. Just be really at peace with whatever you're feeling with the breath. And then also allow yourself to notice your thoughts. Notice any kind of sensations in the body. Notice if you feel one thing more than another, like maybe you feel one knee more than another, or one hip more than another, or maybe you feel your shoulders and the neck a little tense. Even if you notice the aches and pains, can you just allow yourself to rest and relax for just a moment before we begin? And then now, from this place of complete awareness and kind of a loving awareness, right? We have compassionate awareness for ourselves. We begin to really sense and deepen our breath. And what we're going to do is called the physiological sigh. We're going to take a nice deep inhalation through the nose, and then a short little inhalation, and exhale through an open mouth. And we're going to do this 3 times together. So I'll demonstrate it for you, and you can join me whenever you're ready. So inhaling through the nose. One little short inhale in, and exhale out through an open mouth. So let's do this 3 times all together. Inhale through the nose. Short little inhale. Exhale through an open mouth. 2 more times. Inhale. Short little inhale in. And exhale out through an open mouth. And one more time on your own. Inhale. Short little inhale in. And exhale it out. Notice how this physiological side just sends a message to the nervous system to rest and relax. And then gently begin to bring your right knee to your chest, interlace the fingers around the right shin, rotate that right ankle one direction, and then rotate it the opposite direction. And then take that right ankle on top of the left thigh. Many of us, this is great. You can already feel a stretch in that right hip. If you want to a little bit, deeper, or if you don't feel the stretch, begin to bring the left knee to your chest. You can do figure 4 where you're interlacing your fingers behind that left thigh or left hamstring, and just let the weight of your hands draw the knee closer to your chest. So you're not really pressing or pushing anything. You're just kind of passively allow the stretch to happen on that right hip. Your left heel can still rest on the chair if that feels better. And then just close your eyes again. We're going to stay here for about a minute or so. So really let this right hip stretch out. Continue with your breath. The only thing that I really ask you to do for this next 45 minutes or so that we're together is just really focus on your breath. Let your inhalation kind of penetrate through your body. Allow you to bring in new fresh air and prana into your body. And let your exhalations sink a little bit deeper, allowing to relax, allowing to soften the muscles. And you will find your mind wandering, as we are all human. So each time you find your mind wandering without any sort of judgment or any negative chatter, just begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. So May is the month for mental wellness, mental health, and taking this few moments out of your day to just kind of tune in and allow yourself to feel your body, feel the sensations, feel your breath. What a wonderful gift to be able to give to yourself. Stay here for one more breath. And then gently begin to release and put that right foot back on your chair or your structure. Bring the left knee to your chest, interlace the fingers around the shin, rotate that left ankle one direction, and see if you can rotate it all the way around. There's always that little sticky point where the ankle doesn't want to rotate. See if you can allow that ankle to rotate all the way around. And then put the left ankle on top of the right thigh. And again, we are all asymmetrical, right? So maybe this hip is a little bit tighter. Maybe it's more spacious. Maybe this is as far as you want to go here. On the other hand, maybe some of you would like to pick up that right heel and draw the right knee to your chest in figure 4 and interlace the fingers behind that right hamstring, but really resist the temptation to push and pull. So we want to really be a little bit more passive in this yin restorative practice. And then again, see if you want to close your eyes, or you can have a soft gaze, but try not to have your eyes wandering around the room. So it may even be nice for you if you want to kind of turn the lights a little bit dimmer where you are. Of course, I can't do that because I want you to be able to see me. So if that's an option for you, please feel free to do that. And then again, close your eyes if that feels good. Return back to your breath. Our hips tend to get so tight, and so this is really lovely to take care of your hips, the health and wellness of your hips. We tend to hold a lot of tension in these muscles, especially the piriformis muscle, which is a really significant, small but very significant muscle in your hips. What you're feeling right now, the stretch you're feeling right now in that left hip is exactly the piriformis. One more deep breath here. And then go ahead and put that left foot back on the chair. Bring your knees to your chest a little bit. And we're going to go into a kind of a child pose, but on your back, right? So it's really called happy baby pose, but it's really the form of child's pose, except you're on your back. So take your hands and put it right on top of your shins. If you have a bolster or blanket underneath you and notice your hips are a little bit higher, you can certainly remove that if you want to. And then keep the shin close to your chest, keep the knees close to your chest, and just let the hands get really heavy. So if you notice, this is exactly what child's pose looks like, but it's a little bit more accessible. You can stay for a longer period of time. Some of us have tighter hips, so getting into a child's pose on your knees might be a little bit difficult, but this way you can just stay here for a long time, as long as you like to. If this feels good and you want to stay, please do. If you want to now transition into happy baby pose, grab outside edges of your feet and then let the soles of your feet lift up towards the sky. And again, if this is too much or you feel like, oh, I want to go back to where I was, please feel free to do that. Either way, what we're getting is a nice compression in the hip. And this is almost like you're doing a deep squat, except you're on your back, which makes it really safe for your spine. And we're going to stay here for another 30 seconds. So either in your happy baby pose variation or child's pose variation. 30 seconds. You can always close your eyes if that feels good. And just feel the sensations in your body. And if you find me just being quiet, it's not that I'm going away anywhere. I'm staying here with you 100% of the time. I just want to allow you the time so that you can just tune in and feel and sense what's going on in the muscles, in the body, in several layers of our existence, right? So we have the physical body, we have the mental body, the spiritual body, the prana body, which is the energetic field. So just feel like yourself in all these different parts. And breathe. And one more deep breath here. And then slowly begin to release the feet back on your chair again and lift the right leg up towards the sky. Now this time point and flex the foot. So point the toes all the way up and then flex the heel, almost like you're wearing high heels. If you like to, point the toes way up and then flex the foot. So imagine you're pressing the ceiling away with your heel. And then next time that foot is flexed, hold it there. And then take your hands behind the hamstring. And I'm going to ask you to press your hamstring into your interlaced fingers. So you're really going to activate the posterior chain of that leg, the back of the leg, all the way from your Achilles tendon to your heel, calves, back of the knee, and the hamstring. So really press your leg into your interlaced finger and hold it here for 2 and 1, and then point the toe. And then now gently begin to bend the elbows out to the side as you bring the leg a little bit closer to your body. So deep, deep hamstring stretch. You might feel it already in the deeper muscles, the connection of the hamstring to the glutes area. Just pause there. Some of you may be able to travel your interlaced fingers up a little bit towards the ankle. And if you do, see if you want to pick up the head and shoulders and draw that leg a little bit closer to your chest. But please just be mindful you're not pulling anything. Just go wherever your body allows you to comfortably. Let the elbows go wide out to the side. Take a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, you're going to gently lower the head and shoulders down as you press your leg again into your interlaced fingers. So really actively now pressing that leg into your hands, wherever you're holding onto it, whether it's the hamstring or the calves or the ankle, and you really want to actively press. One more deep breath here. These are PNF stretches that's really active and very efficient, successfully stretching out all those muscles in the back of the leg, and then gently begin to release. Now just shake that leg out a little bit. These little tremors are a wonderful way of releasing some of the tension. And then lower that foot down, bring the left leg up towards the sky, vertical. So now we're going to do the point and flex with the ankles. So really flex it and really point it. We lose some of these mobility in our ankles, especially if our feet are in shoes all day long. So really point and flex as much as you can. Inhale and exhale. And next time that foot is flexed, hold it there. Push that heel away towards the ceiling. Take your hands, interlace your fingers behind the left hamstring. Allow your elbows to be straight. So you're really pressing that leg into your interlaced fingers. Keep that left foot really flexed. Really, really active stretch here. Lifting the heel up towards the ceiling. You might even feel like you're getting a good stretch in the neck and the shoulders this way. Hold it here. Inhale. And exhale all the air out, and then point the toe, and then draw that leg a little bit closer to your chest. And again, this is entirely up to you, right? So I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. You don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can slide the hands up towards your calves, your left calf or your ankle, and then lift the head and shoulders up. Let the elbows go out to the side as you bring that leg a little bit closer to your chest, and go slowly and consciously and mindfully, so you're not really forcing your body to do anything it doesn't want to do. Keep the toes pointed. Breathe into the back side of the leg. Inhale. And then exhale. Lower the head and shoulders down, please. And then slowly begin to press again into the hands. So we go back to the active stretch here. As you lift the head and shoulders up, as you lift the toes up, lift the toes up and up and up and up. You can even maybe bend the elbows again out to the side, bring the leg a little bit closer. Notice how when you hold stretches, you can almost like knock on the door, right? It's almost like you're asking your muscles, can I go a little bit deeper here? And the muscles tend to get tense the minute we get into that stretch, but then once you stay there for a little bit longer, it just releases slowly and beautifully. One more deep breath here. Exhale. And then release that leg, shake it out again, shake it, shake it, shake it. You can lift both legs up and just kind of wiggle the legs as fast as you can, like let the tremors go all the way down to the hips, and then bring the knees to your chest, kind of rock and roll a little bit side to side or up and down your spine, whatever feels good. And then roll over to one side, and we're just gonna gently come up. And if you have a chair on your mat, please move it to the side. We're just going to move a little bit, not too much, but we're just going to come into cat-cow. So come on all fours, please. Hands and knees. Make sure all the joints are stacked, knees under the hips, wrist under the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath and lift the chest up, send the tailbone up. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back. And then 2 more times. Inhale, allow the chest to lift up, send the tailbone up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the belly and round the back, drop the head and tuck the tail. And again, inhale, really move nice and slowly and mindfully. Exhale, pull the belly and round the back. And then we're gonna go now into a supported child's pose. So if you have a bolster, it's really nice to just put the bolster. You can put a block under your bolster like this, and then separate your knees wide apart from each other. Bring your big toes together, and you can just kind of come down on your bolster. If you don't have a bolster, that's all fine. You can just take a blanket and a bunch of pillows and do the same thing. Just kind of let yourself come all the way down. And because we did those hip compressions before, it's a little bit easier to get into child's pose. And just bring your forehead down or turn your head to one side and relax. So whatever is best for you. Also, if you don't have enough blankets, you can also just do this on a chair. So you can just bring that chair back and come into a kind of a half child's pose, resting your forehead on top of your arms and or on the chair. So we just want to kind of release the low back. That's the purpose of this pose. Okay, so go ahead and get into the pose. We're going to just stay there for another minute. Get really nice and comfortable here, whatever that means for you. If you're on the chair, just let your head rest comfortably on the chair. If you're all the way down on the floor, you can maybe just bring your forehead down on your stacked hands. Or you can turn your head to one side like I'm doing. And this way you get a nice stretch in your neck too. And then go ahead and turn your head to the other side. Just kind of move a little bit. Make sure that the shoulders are soft, that they're not creeping up to the ears. We're more than halfway there. So here, just close your eyes. Let your breath go all the way down to your tailbone. You can even visualize your breath and then massaging your spine all the way down to the tailbone. And then feel that your exhalation can release some tension from the hips. And then can you almost feel like you have if you have a bolster or blankets or something underneath your body, can you feel as if they're coming up to support you? So really allow your body to just sink. You kind of want to feel that sense of support from your structure. So much of the time we're holding ourselves up, holding our bodies in certain positions. So let yourself just relax. Let yourself just become completely passive. We have 10 more seconds here. And then very slowly begin to press yourself up again. Put your structure to the side, please. And come up to tabletop pose, please. Take a nice deep breath in. Send that left leg back behind you. And then bend the left knee. And you're just going to rotate that left femur bone in the hip socket. Rotate it one direction. So you want the rotation, just like we did with our ankles, You want it to go all the way around. All the way around. The femur bone is in, that hip joint is like a ball and socket joint. So you really want to kind of feel the head of the femur turning in this hip socket. And then release that leg down. Take the right leg out behind you. Inhale. Bend the right knee and then rotate it all the way around. Rotate it one direction. And then rotate it all the way around the other direction. This is so good to lubricate the hips, allowing all the synovial fluids to just kind of rush into those joints. Keep them nice and supple and mobile. And then bring the legs back down, tuck your toes under. You can either go back to child's pose, or if you like to a little bit more active, lift the hips up in your downward facing dog, but make it a really easy down dog. So walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands and lift the heels off the ground, and then lift the hips up and walk your hands a little bit closer to your toes and keep the knees bent. If you notice my knees are really deeply bent, I'm just dropping my head down completely. You can shake your head side to side, nod yes or no. Make sure the back of that neck is really soft. You're not holding on to any tension. And then gently begin to walk your feet all the way to your hands. So if you're in child's pose, come on up, please. We're going to be at the top of our mats. Our knees are bent, and we're just going to drop the head down. So this is a really good place. If you have your chair nearby, you can put your hands on top of the chair, drop the head down, and relax right here. Or you can take your hands to your blocks, because we are going to stay here for a minute or two. You can take your hands on the blocks and just let the head drop. Some of you may be able to take your elbows down to the blocks, but notice my knees are really bent. So please don't hyperextend the knees here. We want to take the hamstring out of this pose so that the back, the low back is released. That's why it's really nice to be able to put your hands on top of the chair. So just relax here, let the head drop wherever you are. And then you can experiment a little bit. Maybe lean your weight forward just to the balls of your feet, or lean your weight back a little bit. Notice how that shifting of the weight forward and back just shifts the sensation a little bit. So go wherever you feel like you need to stay. Maybe just rock forward and back, and then just kind of find stillness. And let the head drop, and we're just going to stay here for another minute. Make sure you're breathing. And in this one, I'm going to suggest that you keep your eyes open. So try not to close your eyes, because when we come out, you might get a little lightheaded. So keep the eyes open, just looking between your legs towards the back wall. We have 15 more seconds here. Just nice deep breath into your belly. And then gently begin to come on halfway up. Now don't rush up, because we've been here for a little bit. Just move it a little bit at a time. Bring one hand to your hip. Keep your chin to your chest, and we're just going to roll up nice and slowly. Keep the chin down. Your head is last place to come up. That was nice. Take a nice deep breath in, lift the arms up, inhale, exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. And let's do this again 2 more times. Inhale, keep the chin down, roll up, lift the arms up, maybe even now you can look up, and exhale. Begin to roll down, bend the knees, lower the torso down towards your thighs. And again, inhale, really deep breath. Right here, full breath. And exhale. And then bring your hands all the way down to the floor. Come down on your knees, please. Cross your ankles, and you're just going to have a seat. As you come into a comfortable seat, bring your blocks with you right next to your body. You might want to sit on a blanket. Real quick, we're just going to have a seat here and extend both legs straight. Blocks are right next to your body. Bring the right knee to your chest, interlace the finger around the right shin, the other right. Flex the left foot, and then pause here for a moment. Take a deep breath in, lift the right arm all the way up, take that right hand behind you, put it on your block right next to you. Reach the left arm up. So as you're lifting the left arm up, create space right here on the left side of your body, and then hug the right knee in. And as you hug the right knee in, notice my back is rounded. Now I'm just going to lift the chest up. So I'm really going to squeeze that right knee towards my chest. And then I'm just going to begin to turn my head over to the right. And I want to make sure that the shoulders are soft. And then check in again. Notice how the chin wants to lift up. Can you bring the chin to your chest so that the crown of your head is lifting up towards the sky? Take your gaze over to the right shoulder. Now, if you like to, you can take your fingers and hook your fingers. So it's going to look like this. You can hook your fingers, and that gives you a little bit more juice. But make sure the shoulders are soft. And breathe here. So your spine is nice and long. Just check in to make sure that you're not rounding your back or leaning one way or another. Your hips are stable, and the spine, just like a mast of a boat or a sailboat, is lifting straight up towards the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then gently begin to unwind. Look straight ahead. Take your right knee on top of the left knee. You're going to stack the knees as much as possible. Maybe some of you would like to put a blanket or a block between the knees. That really gives you a support. And if you don't need that, that's fine. If your knees are stacked, interlace the fingers around that right knee. Take a nice deep breath here. And then as you exhale, begin to fold forward. So here, you can definitely round the back if you like to, and bring the forehead down. What I like to do sometimes is I just make fists with my hands, and I rest my forehead on top of my relaxed fist. Or you can take a block and put that between your forehead and your knee. So we're going to stay here for a minute. Go wherever it feels good. And if you do need that, you can just come all the way down. Let the back round a little bit. And keep that left leg a little bit more active. This is going to give you a nice stretch all the way from the Achilles tendon to even the back of the occiput, the base of your spine. Or, the base of your skull. And just breathe again. Open and close your mouth or your jaws to make sure your jaws aren't tense here. And then notice your forehead. I tend to really frown in my forehead, so just kind of relax all the muscles in your face. Let your face be like really slack. Your forehead, your eyes, take it any squints out of the corner of your eyes. Let your cheeks be heavy, tongue is heavy. And then nice and slowly begin to come on up. Take a nice deep breath here. Extend both legs straight again, sit tall. Draw the left knee to your chest now. Interlace the fingers around the shin and take that block next to the left side of your body. Your left hand resting on top of the block. Reach the right arm up. So here you're trying to really stretch out the right side and then hug the left knee in. And as you hug the left knee in, squeeze that knee close to your chest. And then you can rotate and look over the left shoulder. If you like to, you can hook the fingers here. That'll give you a little bit more traction. So, but really sit tall. Try not to lean over or lean to the side or round the back. Pull the belly in, rotate your spine. So our spine has the ability to rotate, to twist, as well as lateral flexion, side to side, as well as forward and back. So we really want to keep our spine moving in every direction till we're 100 years old or more. And just breathe here. If you want a little bit of a stretch in your neck, you can also turn and look a little bit deeper around the left shoulder. Make sure the shoulders are not coming up to the ears. Keep that right leg strong and active. Press the right heel down. And then gently untwist. You're going to take that left knee all the way over to the right. So either stack the knees, or you can put a block or blanket in between the knees. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, just fold forward. And now you can round the back, but see if you can rest your forehead on something. So maybe your hands, or maybe your forehead can rest on top of your block. And just let yourself relax here. Massage the internal organs and the muscles with your breath. Send some deep breaths into the calves, into the hamstring, the back of the knees, the hips, low back, mid back, upper back, neck. One more deep breath here. And then gently begin to come on up. So really take your time here, coming all the way up. And we're going to do one little an additional twist before we come into our final pose. So either bring a blanket or a block with you. Go ahead and lay down on your back, please. Put the block or blanket between your knees. Take your arms out to the side. You can leave the palms open if it feels good on your shoulders. And then just drop the knees over to the left. So that blanket or block in between the knees really supports your hips. You can stay here, or you can take your gaze over to the right. So really let yourself just kind of feel the twist in your spine. Feel the space you're creating in that right side. You might even feel some stretch in the QL muscle on your low back. Inhale, bring the knees back to the center, and exhale, drop the knees over to the right. And take your gaze over to the left. And then gently come back up to the center, and we're going to set up for your final pose, Shavasana. So for this pose, I really suggest that you have something under your knees, maybe a rolled up blanket, or you can take a bolster and put it under your knees, like so. You can take a blanket under your head, like a pillow. Your arms can be open out to the side, palms are open. So really just give yourself the support you need. You, you can even go back to the beginning pose that we did with your legs on top of a chair if that is really nice for you and it works. But we just have a couple minutes here, so really close your eyes. Again, if you can, dim the lights here so that you can really just let your nervous system relax. You want to be able to get into that parasympathetic nervous system. So just drop in. I'm going to quiet down here for the next 1 minute, but I want you to really let the breath be natural. Let all the muscles in your face relax. Eyeballs sinking into the sockets, tongue getting heavy, cheeks getting soft, jaws are lax. Let the back of your head rest comfortably on the floor, palms open, close your eyes. Shavasana. As you find your body in this resting pose, just kind of check in with all major body parts, jaws, shoulders, chest, belly, hips. And then check in with all the organs, even though you can't really sense the organs, but just kind of in your mind's eye, see your stomach, liver, gallbladder, spleen, kidneys that work so hard, intestines, lower intestines, upper intestines, your heart, lungs, your brain,